Yes, thanks for staying with us on the Sports Show World Baz. Of course, the big weekend of footy. Plenty to talk about too. Lots of issues to get to. Let's go with the footy first though. Of course, tonight, big game. Richmond v Collingwood at the MCG. The last 5 games by both teams coming in. Richmond have won their last 5. Collingwood their last 3. They met in round 6 and in round 19 this year. So we've got a reasonable indicator of form this year. Richmond got them in the first game by 43. Then they got them in the next game by 28. But in both of those games, Richmond didn't take over until the last quarter. Collingwood were in both of those at three-quarter time, and then Richmond blew them out in the last quarter. Is it going to be any different Friday night?
No, I think Richmond will win.
Yep.
Is this at the MCG?
MCG it is.
Really?
Yep.
What are they doing there?
Yeah, who would have thought? Yep.
They've had 32 games between them there this year. It's amazing, isn't it?
So you think they're both comfortable on the G?
They'll be both comfortable there at the G. I really
sold out in 2 hours.
I like
fantastic.
Phil, I do. I really do. But I think it's a big ask for them to go from where they, I don't know. I think Richmond are being rested.
Yep.
No real injury problems. I don't think there's a problem with Dustin Martin. I mean, you've only got to listen to Barmy.
So
really,
let me ask you that question. Neil Baum has stood out in front of the media and said, Dusty will be playing Friday night because he's trained away from the group.
Yeah.
No matter how many times Barmy said it, he's the nicest bloke you can ever meet.
Exactly.
Finally, he's had enough of it and said, look, I'll tell you now, the only reason that Dusty won't play on Friday night is if he is kidnapped.
Yeah.
Now, Eddie's on the phone straight after that to see if he can find someone to kidnap Dusty. But at what point do we... And I don't blame some of the people because so many smoke and mirrors in the game now as to who's telling the truth isn't. Do we have an obligation at some stage to say who is playing and who isn't to the people that are betting money on the game?
I believe so. I
so
do.
at what point does it finally get to that?
I don't think there's a doubt about Dustin Martin.
No, I'm just using that as an example.
I know where you're coming from.
I think Dusty will play. I don't think there's any issue with that.
Well, a lot of guys train away from the group during the week. A lot of guys have got a sore spot.
Yeah.
But if they were absolutely sore or there was an absolute issue, you wouldn't see Dusty.
No.
He'd be down in the...
Well, Maxi Gawn didn't train the other night, so they weren't saying... No, he's not out. He was just some sore spots, so he wasn't training.
Well, this time of year you're going to get that sort of thing.
But do you reckon that the AFL eventually... I mean, I'm not encouraging betting on sport. I don't think you should be betting on it, but they do, and they bet a lot of money. My word. At what point is there you need to tell the truth?
Yeah.
You can no longer say, we'll decide that at the last minute, we'll decide that. Is it starting to get closer to that?
No, I don't think it is. No? I think that's a way away.
Smoke and mirrors just keep going.
It's such a big industry now, Phil. You don't want to give... I don't want to give you one sniff of a chance to knock us off by you finding out that my gun wingman is a bit dodgy. I mean, he's not going to play on the weekend. So I'm not going to give you that. And I'm not. But I think the way Barmy's done it is similar to what Chad Wingard's done with all the talk about him being zapped off to Melbourne.
So he made a funny post on Facebook, didn't he? And then it kind of went from there, trade me, when he's got a picture of himself with broken legs pointing in the other direction.
Yeah,
so
I mean, surely
he's clearly saying he doesn't want to go anywhere and I've got all broken legs, so leave me alone.
And he's got a contract for another year. But I think Barmy coming out in front of the media and going, boys, you've asked me this question 20 times.
I reckon when when Barmy gets prickly with you, you can be pretty sure he's answered it straight and honest enough times.
So. To watch footage of Dustin Martin working out on the oval, if he wasn't playing, he's not there. He's not out in the oval. He's not doing his little ladder jumps and whatever. He's sore, but I would say that so would 18 others. 17 others.
17 others.
Yeah, 18 would make 19 on the ground.
And we don't want to go there. I'll tell you what Dusty would be sore at. I spent a couple of days with Richmond early in the year and they had the pigeonholes, which I'm sure they have at every club, where letters come from the fans. Dusty's probably sore from carrying a sack with all the letters he's got that he answers, and he answers all of them. So I think that he might have a shoulder injury from carrying the sack of letters.
So what do you think about it? What do you think?
I think it's Richmond. I think Collingwood have been fantastic this year. I think Nathan Buckley's changed the way he coaches. I think Gary Hocking coming in has really complemented their group. I caught up with Sando last time I was in Melbourne. We just bumped into each other. He was in a great spot. It just seemed like there was a really good feel about their whole group, the players, the coaching staff and everything. So I think they're in a good place. They're enjoying their footy. I think Richmond are in a similar spot. I just think Richmond have got a bit more going for them in this particular game. So
I feel exactly the same way. I like Collingwood, what they bring. But to beat Richmond at the G...
Not at this stage, I think. Okay, Optus in Perth, of course, on Saturday. West Coast are up against Melbourne. They met round 22 this year. Melbourne got them by 17 points. But in that game, Kennedy didn't play, and then Jack Darling didn't play. Well, if you're being specific, 10 minutes into the game, he got concussion, he got knocked out. So the Twin Towers weren't in. They're both back. It's in Perth. Melbourne are playing some great footy. No Natanui, of course, for West Coast, but he's been out long enough now that they've been able to adjust to that. West Coast at home, it's a massive assignment.
And Melbourne will win it. I think Melbourne will win it. I think Melbourne are playing as good as anybody at the moment, and they've got a good side. Confidence is a massive thing. They won't be frightened of going to Perth. They know they've won over there, and regardless of Kennedy and Darling, you know, they know they've won over there. They're confident, they're up, and I think West Coast
leading scoring team this year in the AFL. Perth, West Coast are third on the ladder. When they played them, they cleaned them up in the midfield, clearances, ruck, everywhere else. So if we go with that's the dominant area in footy, Melbourne have got them.
Oh, I just think Melbourne will win. I think Melbourne might get themselves into a granny.
All right, I'll go with you. All right, Melbourne. So we're both going for. Bit of news, Marty Matner going to the Crows, leaving Sturt. There was some talk that Port were talking to him, but the Crows got a contract in place and got him. Did you see his press conference?
No, we were talking to Bob Matner, who owned the deli down the road.
It wasn't Marty Matner.
It wasn't Marty Matner, no. It was quite funny, Phil, because I'm getting...
It was a funny interview.
Well, we'll get into that. We'll talk about that, because we were getting things on social media saying, oh, you know, here we lose again. Why didn't we get Matner? And, you know, why didn't he choose us? And I thought to myself, well, hang on a minute. You have to be offered something to...
Yes.
And he wasn't offered anything.
And he said that. He was offered a contract by the Crows and not by...
But yeah, that interview was a gem.
Oh, I think you might want to watch the front bar. Well, if you saw the front bar on Thursday night, it's pretty funny. It is pretty funny. Just quickly, I know it's past now. Serena Williams, I didn't get a chance to talk to you because I was away last week. What did you make of the whole Serena Williams incident?
I thought it was a disgrace. I don't
She was a disgrace?
Yes.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree.
mean, that girl, Naomi Osaka... has got to live with that for the rest of her life. That was her first major title. She would have been so over the moon with that.
Exactly right.
But everything is remembered, it'll only be remembered for Serena's tantrum. And really, it's a tantrum. And that's all it was.
Oh, and the stats that she said were incorrect.
Well, don't play the sexist card, don't play the racist card, don't play all these cards on this girl. Congratulate the girl.
And get on
I thought it was a disgrace.
I agree. I lost a bit of respect for her because I think she's been a great player.
Isn't that funny? You talk about respect, because I have a lot of respect for Serena Williams. She's probably the greatest of all time.
Margaret Court still got her at the minute.
Still be right up there,
just by the one though.
Right? No problem at all. You would say that. Well, I lost a little bit of respect for her, exactly the same as I lost a little tiny bit of respect for Phil Mickelson when he double hit that ball. It's exactly the same thing. It's thinking, well, hang on a minute. You're no longer up there in my eyes. And I think Serena really should be apologising here. I like the umpire stance. I think, well, okay, I'm not going to umpire your matches anymore. And you'll get other guys that'll jump on board and do the same thing.
She's in trouble if no one umpires their matches because you can't play those.
Well, should we have an umpire our own?
There you go. Why not? All right, time for us to wrap it up, Baz. Time for us to go. Hope you've enjoyed the show, everybody. Look forward to your company next week. Bye for now.